Hello and welcome to the 24 NRD Consultancy Podcast. This is Kegs and Conversation, and today we have some epic guests. Here we go. We've got Kurt, who's that way.
Yeah. Hello, everybody.
Kurt, tell everybody what you do.
Hey, yeah, I produce kegs and inner bags for the keg system, and yeah, we try to um, sell them out and get new customers with new technology.
And below me is Dominic from Collection Motion Brewing. Tell everybody what you do.
Hi guys, Collective Ocean Brewing does automation for brewing industry. Automation is a very broad subject, but we mainly focus on cleaning containers, cask, keg, also filling, keg, cask, maybe 5-liter mini kegs. Any automation you've got around the brewery, or any task that you don't particularly like, can be automated. And we can chat about that later, obviously. But yeah, long and short of it, automation.
Awesome. And down in that corner there, it's Darren.
Hello. Well, unlike these two guys that actually manufacture things and make things work with their bare hands, I just like to sell products that people like them make. So I import a range of kegs, steel and plastic, which we recommend that people use Dominic's keg washers and fillers to work with our kegs. And then we also work with Kurt to provide a range of inner bag systems for both steel kegs and plastic kegs. So yeah, we try to work as a team to find the right keg for every brewer.
Wow, that sounds epic. I'm in charge of Lego and crayons for these guys, and that's really what I do. I'm the Lego and crayons guy. So if you want to make anything silly and fun and videos and all that kind of stuff, all that kind of creative fun stuff for marketing, that's what I do. So yeah. So who's got a beer? So this is a question that I like to ask people. Where are you from? What are you drinking?
Okay,
Yep.
well, I
Go
have,
ahead.
funny enough, a local brewer to me, very good brewer, Full Circle Brewery. They are in Newcastle, which is about 20 minutes north of my office. I first had this, I think it was Brew London quite a while ago would it have been the Printworks or would it have been the Truman Brewery? I think it was the Truman Brewery. I remember thinking, wow, that's really nice. And then I seen it was 6.4%. Now, I don't know if it's a regional word, looper, but in Belfast, if someone's described as a looper, they're not quite right, maybe loop to loop. And because it's Indie Beer Week in the UK, I thought I'm going to buy an indie beer, and they're an independent brewery, so I'm going to open that and try it. But from memory, it was very, very good. It's also my favourite style, a hazy IPA.
Oh, that looks good. Look at that. We've got a pour.
I'm actually looking forward to it. Yeah, very, very hazy, good carbonation. Sometimes when you pour a beer nowadays, you think, oh dear, it looks a bit flat, but I can actually see the bubbles still going in that. So it's all in
Nice.
lovely. Oh, I don't know if it's like a peachy melon, orange, that type of flavour. Not everybody's taste, but perfect for me. So cheers to the lads at Full Circle, Alex and Ben and their team.
Nice. Right, Kurt, do you want to go or Dominic?
Yeah,
Kurt's
I'm
ready.
yeah, I'm ready. I'm thirsty. So um, I have also chosen a local beer. It is a brewery that I'm been following them for the last 10 to 15 years. And their first beer that they brought out was Papagayi, and it's their main selling beer. It's a triple like beer. It's 8%. It is, and luckily, since I moved to a new warehouse, it is at 2 miles down the road. So I am always having the beer at hand. I just cannot show you very well because of the camera and the background. But it's a triple like beer. It's 8% alcohol,
Wow.
and it's very smooth. It has a lot of body, so I like it. I wanted to go for an IPA as well today, but I ran out because IPA I like as well, and most of them are always immediately gone. So, but this one is perfect as well. Cheers.
Cheers, my man.
Cheers.
Oh, oh,
My choice of beverage tonight is a mystery beer.
Oh
So there
wow.
is no label, straight from the canning line at the brewery that I've just finished commissioning the keg washer in London.
Oh wow.
So
Okay.
I'm staying tonight about a mile and a half. So it's very local, supporting local brewery. Um, and so this is supposed to be, or this is, a fruity pale ale.
Sounds good.
So let's have a look. There were we were discussing uh, coconut and something else. There was a pineapple.
that'd be
Oh yes, there is a pineapple there.
Sabro hops. That will.
Mm, that tastes really good. Very fruity, refreshing beverage after not so long shift, but uh, successful. I would say successful commissioning day.
Sounds good.
Man, that's not a bad life, is it? Getting one straight from the canning line. Woo! So, I'll show you what I've got.
I must just find out where that keg washer was installed and make sure they have our kegs.
Um, Unfortunately, we were watching a Kickstart today. I haven't seen any of your kegs, Darren, but the customer is BR3 Brewery.
BR3
Yes,
in South London.
that's correct.
Ah, yeah, I've been talking to him. Yeah, they have a little.
Cadu Gomez.
They have a brew pub on the road, and then the brewery's up the side street.
That's correct. Yes,
Yep, know
that's
it.
the one.
Ah, I
They
must.
actually got three brew pubs at the moment. They just opened another another tap room.
Right. Okay. Well, I must chase him up again. He is on my board directly facing me, but yeah, I actually gave him a keg to try not long ago, and then I picked it up to let someone else try on their line. So that's very interesting.
Aye. So, I'm drinking some supermarket European nasty beer. Because before everybody goes mad, I was in the supermarket yesterday and I didn't want to spend a load of money on their knockoff beers and there wasn't anything I wanted. So I got the cheap one. But I have a very expensive can of putty in my fridge in here. But my friend who I promised to drink it with had a serious operation and I can't. I promised him that I will drink it with him. So that has to stay in the fridge. So my wife is picking my son up from Taekwondo, and she's gone to Asda, bought an independent beer. She's on her way with it. So I don't know what it is. It could be anything, but it's
Well,
coming soon.
I got this from Tesco. Um, Other supermarkets are available. They're not sponsoring this podcast quite yet, but yeah, Tesco. It was a really good deal actually. And I couldn't resist again independent, and I thought, are they still independent or have they been bought out? Had to think. I have some from Tiny Rebel, and the reason
Ah,
I picked these up because the label, and I think we've said that before. Sometimes breweries just have to stand out a bit, and there was lots on the shelf. But I thought, excuse me, I thought I haven't seen that before, so I thought I'm going to buy that and try it. I've always liked Tiny Rebels. One of theirs, I think, is it Club Tropical? Does anybody recognise that?
it's like a knockoff of Club Tropicana, isn't it?
Yeah. Again, they're fruity IPAs, which are my after visiting hundreds of breweries over the last 7 years, and trying lots of people's beers and different styles and flavors. Mine's definitely a hazy IPA, Citra, Mosaic, fruity, hazy is definitely my go-to.
Hey, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. Kurt, question for you. You're in
Yeah.
arguably one of the best places in the world for beer. What is
Well, yeah.
what is the beer market like? Because obviously you've worked well, you're based in Europe, you're based in Belgium. What's the difference between the beer market within Europe, excluding the UK, and I would say, how would I phrase this? I'm going to try and phrase it. It's like it's in my head. It's coming. Uh, how does Europe mainland compare in beer culture to the UK in the way that we behave around beer, buy beer, dispense beer?
Well, the market in Europe is going down, and that is on the mainland. I think probably in the UK as well. It has going down the last few years, so that is one. But what we see there is a big difference on how the breweries are. Um, Working in each country, and that is different. So in Belgium, like we say, yeah, okay, the land of the beer. That's okay. That's fine. But if you ask a local brewer how he has to do it or how he has to fill a keg, and if you want to explain, like we are in the keg business, so we give them a keg with an inner bag. It is not the same as a steel keg, of course. So you need to explain them a little bit on how to fill it. It's a little difference. And what we see is in Belgium, they are the small craft breweries. They are very arrogant to my liking, and they say, "Hey, yeah, we know what we do. We know beer. We know how we have to do it." And then 2 weeks later, you have to come back because they fucked it up. So
I swear.
because they don't want to listen. And
Yeah,
uh,
Jared, we're
what
40 minutes in. It's another
fine,
2 minutes. So
fine.
Yeah, sorry, Google for that or YouTube. But anyway, now the market in Holland, in the Netherlands, that is a little bit different, and those guys they are not the same way. So they listen, they want to do it well. The only problem that we have in Holland is that yeah, the beer is not always if you are yeah, if you like the Belgian, the triples and all that, that is a lot less in Holland. But still, there are some really good beers, and the also all those small breweries in the Netherlands, they have like a tap room that is huge, or they have like one or two bars, brew pubs. For us in Belgium, it is not something that we are used to. It starts up, but in Holland, they figured that out 20 years ago, and they said, if I want to make beer, if I want to make money with my beer, I need to sell it myself, because then the margin is much uh, larger. So a few years back, I was also teaching at the brew school in Bruges and in Kortrijk. So I it was during COVID, and I was filling in and giving some classes, and then I could ask the students as well, what are the two main differences between Holland, in Netherlands, and Belgium? And the two differences that we had on beer was, one, the Dutch, they sell it in their own bar, but they sell it much um, more expensive than a Belgian beer. So that was one. And then secondly, they have a huge tap room. I still have a lot of customers here in Belgium that are small craft beers, and they don't have really their tap room. So they sell their beer to a distributor, and then the distributor sells it to the bars. Now, the distributor takes 35%
Wow.
margin
Wow.
on a bottle of beer, and so that means that the brewer, when he sends it sells it to the distributor, he doesn't make 35%. He makes less, and then it goes to the bar, and then in the bar it becomes expensive, and people don't drink. So for me, that is a little bit the difference between the Dutch and the Belgians. What we also see is that we are we have a lot of customers in France. France has been going up in new breweries quite a lot. The main reason is that since 2018, 2019, I'm not sure what year, you do not need to have a certified license to become a brewer. So now everybody can become a brewer, and that results in more and more breweries, small breweries that start, that need kegs, that needs small things, and it goes. Yeah, it's not bad. A lot of beers are um, uh, just lager beers, or a triple beer that they have a few customers and that they can sell in 30-liter kegs. Huh? So uh, based on the volume that they buy in kegs, we can see um, how good it is going as well. So in Belgium and in Holland, it is the 18 liter or the 20-liter slim line that is most bought. In
No
France,
way.
we see that it's 30-liter, and that's because they have one or two um, uh, brands that really go well, and that's what they sell. Um, in Belgium and in Holland, you have more the craft. You have stout porters, and those small breweries, they do that, IPAs and hazy IPAs and all those things. But in bars, they don't sell that well, so they cannot have it in 30-liter. They use 18 liters at most. So
Man.
that for me, the market in Europe, the biggest market is Germany, but Germany is steel kegs, and they don't want plastic. They just want steel kegs, and they want German steel kegs. So you don't have to come there with your own
The
kegs.
Germans.
German is German.
Aye, aye, aye,
So,
aye.
and that's fine. We have a few customers over there, and they do well, and they are happy with the inner bag system um, and because we have some German customers that used to do key keg, who was a one-way keg.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the key keg in Germany, it cost them 22 euros. So the keg plus the
Wow.
transport, 22 euros. And then at the end, they receive the keg back from the bar, and then they have to dispose of it, and it costs them again 5 euros. So
Wow.
basically, in Germany, it's going to be 27 euros. So
Oh,
any
for
reusable
one
keg
keg to
with,
sell
with
one
an
keg.
inner bag, yeah,
Woo.
would be good. But my thing is always, if you go to another country, make sure you have people in that country that work and that do the sales. If I would need to sell it in Germany, I would not sell 5 kegs a month. I would not be able to. But we need to set up a German team over there, and okay, that's all in progress. But that's the same thing what we did with the UK. I rather work with somebody in the UK who knows the market than.
Did you find anybody worth dealing with in the UK?
Yeah, yeah. I found an old man over there, but um, we need to revise our contract. Anyway,
It just threw that in there right in the middle of a
yeah,
live stream. We're going to revise our contract just like that.
but yeah.
Do
Anyway,
you?
I've been talking a lot, but
That's right.
I was talking, and I will end with that. But I was talking to Manuel this morning. He's our agent in Portugal and Spain, and they have been the markets over there have been hit very hard due to the energy crisis, also inflation and all that. So breweries are really having it's a tough time for breweries, and I think in general in Europe it's gonna be a very tough year 2026 because I remember I started after we had the product done. We started in January 2020, and on 13th of March in 2020, I had to close my business because COVID hit. And during those 2 months and a half that I worked and called and talked with brewers, they said, okay, we are ready. We know that the one way is not a solution. We need to get look at the sustainability and at the environment and all that. We are willing to do that. And at that moment, that in March, that the COVID hit and people were really in panic. Well, all that environmental uh, thing that they wanted to do was out the door because it was only surviving and
Yeah.
getting through this tough
Yeah.
period. And I'm afraid that 2026 could be the same thing because like Fantaman is blocking the economy, the energy strait of the world, and yeah, so everything is going up,
I
and
will.
it's not,
Everyone's going to fight for surviving.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
and
Like,
it
yeah.
is energy, and energy affects everything because I live now, I live here, and where my warehouse is, it's like rural area. It is like one farmer next to the other. So if there is a season when it rains a lot and all their crops go lost, yeah, we feel it as well because certain products that you buy for food are going up in price. But now that the oil is affected, everything will go up in price. Not only your potatoes or your salad that you're buying, but everything is going up. So and
But I will say
that
on
is
that. I will say one thing. We had climate change and that the climate, this, that, and the other with the climate change, and people are not buying into it like they were before. So I feel like there's now the energy crisis. We've had problems with oil going up in price and down in price since the dawn of time. I can think about it in my lifetime, it's happened 4 or 5 times. So this is nothing new. But I I I would say to everybody and brewers alike, yes, it's going to put prices up. But you know what? Everything will go up. Everything will just go up. That's what happens, and you'll survive. You know, it. We all, we all keep surviving, and yes, it's expensive at the moment, but maybe it will push some people to maybe look at different technology to get electric.
It's strange, yeah, it's strange you say that, John, because we're quite busy supplying kegs to breweries that are investing in their own fleet to grow. It's great to hear Dominic's in London today installing a keg washer. I know he's got another keg washer to install soon with a wine company. And I know Kurt's ready to start producing more bag solutions and keg solutions. So even though we're all saying, oh, it's not good and prices are up and there's a bit of a doom and gloom, we're actually all quite positive moving forward. And even you, John, with your consultancy, you've picked up new clients, and I think you're going to get more. I mean, we've spoke about this recently, so I'm glad that the four of us here, yeah, we're aware of the situation, but we're also still pushing forward with our businesses. So that's good, and I think that's the attitude you've got to have. Unfortunately, just keep going.
Yeah, yeah. Well, that's it. Dominic, you were gonna say something to Kurt, and what were you
I
gonna
was
say?
just, no, I was just wanted to ask the question about Poland. If you've got any customers in Poland, because from my research around Poland and Eastern Europe, a lot of the breweries are using plastic kegs, and obviously the prices for your standard ones, like the one trip kegs, your key kegs, are going up. And I was just wondering if your business picked up in the Eastern Europe.
Yeah. Well, we do have in Poland the market for kegs in Poland. It's it's not that different. The only thing is that you have a large part that is using steel kegs, and then the other part is using one-way kegs. And the one-way kegs are patina, so they buy patainers a lot, and the patainer kegs are like 8 to 10 euros. Yeah,
Yeah,
so that is quite cheap. And so my inner bag is already 8 euros, 8 euros, 9 euros. I have inner bags now from 9.5 euros. Um, so that means that, okay, let's say that the price is the same, but they need to buy as well. And also, because the labor cost in Eastern Europe is lower, that means that the recycling part is easier. Huh? So what happens for when a keg comes back
one
for
second.
recycling
I've just got to.
yeah.
My wife has texted me. I'm more frightened of her than you guys. I'll be back in a minute.
But the thing
Whoopsie
is, yeah. So if labor costs are much lower, so your that means that they can invest more in the recycling. So in Belgium, for instance, where Belgium is a country with the highest labor cost and the largest taxes on labor. So that means that if we put something in the recycling company, in the recycling plants, it needs to be automated. If it's not automated, it gets to the incinerator, and then you don't do really recycling. But again, that's how it goes. And in Poland, in Bulgaria, in Romania, they have ways that, okay, the like kegs, they get dismantled. And because if you look at the container, for instance, or a poly keg, you have a top, You have the middle. The middle is PET. That is a PET. PET is needs to be separated because it melts at 270 degrees. The PE or the PA that is on top that melts at 207, 203 degrees. So that means that you cannot put them together. So it needs to be separated,
Hmm.
and that's what they do in Eastern Europe. And but of course, for the brewer, he doesn't care. But it means that Patener and Patener is a keg that is made in Slovakia, so it is
You
made
know,
quite.
it's strange you mentioned Patina because when I was involved in single use kegs, my estimation in the UK was when Polykeg came to the UK that Key Keg seemed to have about 80% of the market. Patina had maybe 10 and a few of the others. What was the other one? Dolium.
Oh yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
Dolly, yeah, Dolly and Kegs.
yeah, but they didn't have much. And then, obviously, without blowing my own trumpet, and if anybody watches this back, we might disagree, but my thought on the business that I managed to pick up over 200 breweries and move them or get them to use Polykeg. Um, and Patina was never really there, but I have noticed recently that they've popped up in the UK again, but they were with another distributor. I think Vigo, they're called, down in the southwest. But then at BRX, they were on the stand of Patterson's Glass.
Yeah, I saw that.
So yeah,
yeah.
I don't really know what's going on in that market, but one of the reasons I moved away from single use kegs was out of those 200 plus customers, their main concern was they weren't being recycled how they thought they would be because they were described as 100% recyclable, not 100% recycled. And that was the big
Yeah,
thing. So after a while of everybody using them, piling up in
yeah.
backyards and breweries, there was a few.
And that is the main problem that those customers have, like Keycake, Dolium, Patener, Polycake, and they have a product that is made of material that we know it's 100% recyclable. The PET that is in there, it's recycled. The PE, the PA, everything is recyclable. The only thing is, it doesn't get recycled because it's in the bars, it's there. So what we see now in Keycake in the mainland is that they ask certain brewers to collect all the used
It's the
key
same,
cake.
same here. They
Yeah,
are being collected in pockets in the UK, but a lot of breweries don't have access to those people that can do it.
they don't do it.
No.
But on the other hand, for key cake, they are quite satisfied because I know because we work here with a company that separates the key cakes, and they say, okay, we get a truckload, so 28 pallets, every 3 to 4 months. That's what they get from collecting them from Belgium. Now, for Kikek, they don't mind. They have put a recycling system in place. And for the European Union, for the legislation that needs to be in place in 2030, that is what they need to do. And Polycake doesn't have it. Dolium doesn't have it. Container in Belgium is non-existent. They don't have it. But so Keycake has it, and Keycake can say that they have made the effort of collecting it and putting in a workflow for recycling. And but what we see is that it's not used, and that is the thing in the legislation that doesn't take it into account. But KICAG is quite safe. Now, for me, yeah. we know, and in Europe we're very the Green Deal. It's gone through. It's gone through. So we now are also any soft plastic needs to be having it needs to be recycled. It has to have certain criteria for recycling. So I think with our new inner bags on the mainland, that we are the first company that is applying all to that, and we are quite safe. Yeah,
Yeah.
of course, it's
Well,
not easy because
yeah. Well, that's obviously the idea behind our company, the Keg Warehouse, is to offer different solutions. So if you have a keg washer or you haven't got a keg washer and you need one, then we obviously recommend Dominic,
Yeah.
and then we supply our steel keg. If you haven't got a keg washer, don't have the funds or the money at the moment, but you want to use a steel keg because of the durability compared to plastic, then your inner bag skirt's the perfect solution. Um, and then if you again can't invest in a steel fleet, we also have then reusable plastic. So a lot of those breweries I mentioned earlier, a lot of their business was local, and a lot of the breweries were using single use in their own tap room. So they're basically paying, as you say, 17-20 pounds for a single use to go from the tank to the tap room. And when it was empty, they had to throw the whole thing in the bin. Where now they can take the keg back, whether it's steel or plastic, and just put a bag in and bring it back until such times they invest in a keg washer. So this is why I like what we're doing. Is between all of us, we've got a solution depending on what size of brewery you are.
It's true. I
but
mean, the thing I see that's really interesting is you've got like the trifecta here. So you've got Dominic, who I think we're selling you short, Dominic, because I watched you at Vocation, you and Thomas doing all the welding and the pipe work. When you, from an engineering point of view, somebody who likes to watch somebody who's good at their job, um, it, keg and cask washers are like this much of what.
Yeah, sorry. That's just my
Yeah, yeah.
world. I'm like, yeah, I don't mean they don't do
No,
a lot.
no, no, no. I'm
I've
not, and I'm not having a go at you. I'm just
I've also
saying,
seen that video, and that's
unbelievable.
that the skill involved in that makes my job look easy because I just buy them in, store them, and sell them out. Where they have to actually physically put it all together. Yeah.
but I was today,
Hang on,
and I need to
Kurt.
go.
Kurt, hang on 1 second. We've got a technical issue here. What's going on? Keep talking. Keep talking, Dominic. I don't know what happened then. I can't hear you. Why can't I hear you? No.
Yeah, I've lost Dominic here too.
Yeah, we've
I
lost
can
you.
I can see his camera, but I can't hear him.
That's really strange. Hang on. If I. Are you muted your end? No. Oh, that's weird. Oh, it's saying that there's internet issues. Hang on. Let me take him off and bring him back on. Let's see if that makes anything. Is that any better?
Oh dear.
No, we've lost you sound wise. Completely lost you. Oh,
We've had a cyber attack.
yeah. Well, apparently next week it's all going to get crazy because there's all sorts of stuff going on with the solar flares and all that nonsense. So, can you hear us, Dominic? I don't think you can hear us now.
Oh dear.
I've got a thing saying affecting broadcasts. If you're a Christian, it says audio, Bluetooth headset. I can change his headset from here. That's insane that I can do that.
Yeah.
Hello?
Ah,
Oh,
there we
yeah.
go.
I think that's
Uh,
now better.
I can hear you now, mate. There we go. Fixed. We heard you.
We heard him. I've lost the
Do you
video.
know, this says a lot about the state of Britain. He is in London, in the capital city,
Yeah.
and he's got no interweb net.
Do you know, it's funny you say it because I'm in a quite a modern office block in a business park, and the internet should be super fast, and it drops out sometimes when I'm here during the day. I have a backup phone that I have to tether sometimes, and I have a backup mobile Wi-Fi unit because yeah, nowadays if you don't have Wi-Fi, you can't do any work because you need to be online to check emails and invoicing and everything else. So,
It's insane.
but if I've been in Thailand out snorkeling on a boat in an island, I've got
yeah,
500 megabyte speed on a boat
yeah, 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 yeah,
in the
yeah,
forest.
It's
yeah,
true, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. If I think if cell phone would go down in Thailand, that it would be riots immediately because they are all the time on their phones. Like,
They're always
yeah,
watching stuff, aren't they? Where
yeah,
in the UK, a lot of people are like scrolling. John calls it doom scrolling. But when you're in the Asian countries, they're watching television and videos constantly. And it really
Really?
yeah,
annoys me because if it's in the public, you can hear all the noise.
So
yeah.
I've got 100 up, 100 down. So, and I'm in my shed, which is running off a separate router. So, yeah,
So we've lost
I'm.
them completely. I wonder is he lost signal or battery or something? But
Well, he has got his laptop, so he can still come back on. I
yeah.
mean, we're not that precious yet, where we're like, well, I'm sorry, you had your chance.
So are you planning, John, to upload this as well, or cut it into shorts, or are you going to do anything else with this?
Yeah, so there's some software that I use. So this is recording as well, and I'll be able to download it after, and then I put it in, and then it chops it all up, and it makes some little fun
Okay, good,
shorts. So hopefully we should get some funny content out of it.
good, good.
It brings out some funny stuff. Sometimes it gets all of the subtitles wrong, which is even funnier. So
I think I've said to you, John, but I think I also mentioned to Kurt that all of the stuff that we done around BeerX put up all of my channels. I actually made a note of it the other day. I wonder if I got the figures handy. All of my social media from Instagram to TikTok to LinkedIn all went up about 600% across the boards.
yeah,
Now, my business hasn't went up 600%, but I got a email today from a brewery that I've known for years. I'm not going to mention their name just yet because they haven't placed the order, and somebody else might just tune in or see this and jump in.
yeah.
But they said, "Oh, we're thinking of getting our own kegs," and thought of you. And this is what I've said sometimes with social media or stuff like that, that you're promoting yourself all the time, you don't see the return. It's when those people then think today, oh, I need kegs, oh, I'll ring Darren, I'll email Darren. If I wasn't doing what I was doing, would they contact me or would they contact the next person who's doing more than me? So that's one of the
Well,
reasons I do what I do.
so for me, so Kurt, I don't know if you know this, that during the pandemic, I had a brewery. I owned a brewery, and we were in deep, deep trouble. And we were sat on, oh man, crazy amounts of cask beer. We were, we were in a hole, a big hole. And within 24 hours, me and my team, we put everything into small use. So we bottled everything we could bottle. We had a full pallet. The mad bit was we'd ordered a full pallet of bottles, and we had some labels, and we had backup labels, which is if we run out, we could hand write on what we needed to. And we just started to sell it. We turned the website completely around to selling online, so we could sell to the locals.
I've just, sorry,
And
John, I've just got
yeah,
a message from Dominic. He's lost all Wi-Fi and mobile reception for some reason, so
oh dear.
I don't
Oh, he's
think.
back. He's back.
Wow. Okay.
I just read your message that you'd gone.
There you go. And he's frozen already. So yeah, so basically, Kurt, we turned it all around, and we sold about £80,000 worth of beer
Wow.
through
Wow.
through the website in a year, and it was all done through YouTube. The whole thing was done through YouTube and Instagram, Facebook, telling everybody what we're doing, and that's where I learned how to do stuff. So the first thing that we did was quizzes. We got people on and started doing quizzes on a Thursday night, and it went from doing like 10 people to 100 people, and then we started doing live streams at the brewery, and so there were all sorts of mad things that we did during COVID. I pulled a bunch of stunts that I probably shouldn't have done, but it was fun.
We're, we're,
Um,
we were just saying there, Dominic, if you're back and can hear us, that we all maybe were a bit shy or a bit hesitant of doing all of the social media stuff and videos and stuff like this. But when I started working with John before BeerX and over BeerX, all of those videos that we done, postings, interviews, highlight, all of that stuff, TikTok, LinkedIn, Facebook, Instagram, all of my stuff went up 600%. And I worked that out yesterday. I went through the stats over the last month, and you can see where they peaked and dropped. So I was saying that I've lost them again.
Man, crazy, isn't it? In London.
Um, what I wanted to add to the other story about um, the steel cakes, and so Dominic is in the cleaning, washing streets of that. Now I'm sitting down with a large brewery in with a large brewery here, and they are very large, and they are now thinking also of doing a water recycling unit. So water recycling unit for a company that does a lot of kegs, and so just to obtain the environmental taxes, to avoid taxes on the wastewater that they produce. Now, our solution for the steel cakes would be uh, super for that, and it is a perfect solution. Now, of course, large breweries like that is, of course, not easy. And it is something that it, yeah, we need to. They have an automatic filling line of five robot
Wow.
arms
Five
that
robots.
are cleaning.
Not just
That
one
they
robot,
are
five robots.
Wow.
Yeah, so it's cleaning the steel kegs. When it arrives, it steams them out. You use the chemicals, and then it fills it. And so that is something that they can avoid. And maybe Dominic, because Dominic is doing, so he's an engineer in doing the cleaning. Maybe he should think about having an automated system to
Oh, one
put
thing.
a bag in the keg,
Yeah,
because that is what we are really looking for right now.
yeah. I definitely think these type of things. I think unfortunately at BeerX we all ended up really busy and we all ended up spread out. I think I said to John, maybe said to you, Kurt, that next year we try to stick together and brainstorm if we're not obviously busier by then anyway. But next year we'll be there the 3 nights, and I think ourselves and Dominic and Thomas and probably have a few other suppliers that we sort of like working with and trust and recommend, and maybe we have our own night together so we can all learn a bit more of everybody's knowledge and experience.
Yeah, yeah, that is good.
Sorry, gents. My wife, my kids, everybody descended on me then for a second. I tried to get you earlier with the, you know,
Knock knock. Who's there?
earlier, and Dominic
It's
went
the
like this.
postcode lottery.
Yeah, Dominic
Someone's
turned
knocking at
around.
the door. Someone's
like-
ringing the bell.
He was like, what? What? Like that. It's brilliant. It works really well. I've got some funny sound effects in here. All sorts of stuff. Hey, he's outside.
He's
He's a-
escaped. He's escaped. Run! It's like watching an episode of that. What's that TV program where oh,
I've decided to hit the streets of London.
Don't get
Thank you.
stabbed.
Thank you.
That's the problem with London. They're all very prickly and spiky there. So, yeah, I can't believe it, Dominic. You're in the middle of London and you got no interwebnet.
It's a 4G plus with 2 bars on it instead of 5G 5 bars. I absolutely no idea what's going on. But as I was saying,
Yeah.
we took a slightly different approach with the CMB. With our rental scheme or rent to buy scheme, we are allowing brewers to take that first step onto kegging business, because a lot of the brewers, it's easy to start the business or brewing business with cask. And basically, when you're doing cask, all you need is a brew house, and you need casks, and you need hose to fill it in, and maybe a pressure wash.
oh no.
Oh, no, we lost him again. Blooming internet.
Well,
Yeah.
I got hairy legs. Hairy legs that turn blonde in the sun. In the sun.
Yeah.
Sorry.
My beer is empty, so I need to do a refill, of course.
Get it done. Get it done.
I'm going to get a refill. Okay.
okay, Kurt. Yeah.
You go for it, mate. You go for it.
So this looper was 6.4. It's really strong.
Does it taste good?
Contains Citra Mosaic, which I both like in a beer. Cashmere, I don't think I've ever noticed cashmere, whatever that is. Only cashmere I know is it's a cashmere jumper cardigan.
Yeah.
That's interesting.
What, cashmere hop or a cashmere?
It must be, yeah. Now this one is the Tiny Rebel Neon Drift, which funny enough reminds me of there's another brewery in Nottingham called Neon Raptor. But anyway, what's in this?
Here we go. Cashmere is a dual-purpose aroma hop variety released in 20...
Aroma
Yeah.
hop. Does that mean it's a hop, or does that mean is it one of these new liquid hops?
No, it's not liquid hop. It's a hop that's more designed for smell than taste.
Well, there is.
Hey, he's back. Guess who's back? It's the Renegade Master.
I think he just said. Did he say 5G? You've got 5G. Bloody hell!
Yeah, I've got 5G. I'm not going to move from here now. I think I'm just going to be standing next to a post.
5G boost.
Oh, no.
Just stand there.
Stand right there. Don't move. So, Dominic, finish what you were saying. Finish what you're saying. Oh no, we've lost him.
As
no,
I was saying before,
No way.
I got cut off. Basically, No.
We got none of that.
Again.
Yeah, nothing. It just was all
Maybe
scrambled
that.
angled. How are you connected on your laptop?
Again, I'm just.
How are you connected on your laptop?
His phone, is it?
I don't know. I was connected via Wi-Fi, and then it was okay until it was not okay.
Well, finish your vape and then give us a shout back on your laptop, and we'll see if we can get you back in. Because I've got like, you look like it's Darth Vader or one of the Jedi filming from your phone. Because I'm getting like a few pixels, and that's about it. Here he is.
What about now? Is it any better?
Yeah.
It is, but you're like super pixelated. It looks like you're filming on a potato.
Uh-huh. Again, I'm not sure what to do.
Stay there. That's working. Oh, it's not.
Hey, don't. Yeah, we've lost you again. We've lost him again. What you got? What have you got, Kurt? Show us your beer.
Yeah, it's the same. It's the same. Uh, so it's the same beer as before, but because I'm using that background, you don't see it that good. You see, so
Ah,
I
right,
need to
right,
put
right,
it to my face.
Yeah, put it to your face. Hold it up. Let's see.
I'm gonna come.
I have now your YouTube. I have your YouTube channel open as well. It's really ridiculous. But anyway, yeah,
Well, my
it's
wife,
very good beer.
my wife has just delivered me a vocation beer that me and Dominic.
I nearly bought Vacation, and funny enough, the reason being, I seen the video. I don't know if you've seen it, Kurt, but John done a video of Dominic and Thomas doing a installation in Vocation Brewery. And again, this is what I'm saying
I
about
know.
social media, because I seen that, and then maybe subconsciously, when I was in the supermarket thinking, what beer will I buy? I nearly lifted Vocation because of that. So Vocation or Dominic may think, I don't know if it's working, but actually, the more people watch these things, the more likely they're going to call us or drink the beer that we may talk about. Or if John does this for some breweries, which is what we mentioned, John, the other day, that rather than having your consultancy clients, I think there's room for you to promote lots of people in as different
Yeah,
channels.
and John, when you set up this in snippets or whatever, in shorts or in full, maybe we should put the beer brand that we drank tonight. Like I'm drinking now two beers from the same, but that we put on the name and maybe the label of that beer, and we can do the same with what Darren did as well, and you did, because it's going to be nice, like for my customers as well. This
Absolutely.
is yeah,
See,
because for me
yeah,
with
go.
my background you cannot see it very well, but
Looper.
yeah.
Oh, incoming.
He's coming in. He's coming in. Something's happening. He's trying.
Do you know, I feel for him because I've been there and done that before years ago
Yeah,
in
me too.
Zooms and Teams. When you're in full flow and it goes off, it's so frustrating.
Yeah.
Well, that just goes to show being in 2026 is no different to how it was in 2021.
No.
It's not. It really isn't.
Yeah. Well, something else maybe. You
Yeah,
know, it's springtime. Yeah, it's springtime, and in the spring, the weather is getting better, the birds getting out. And, I was wondering because we had the blackbird, and the blackbird has babies, and the blackbird's babies are baby blackbird. Yeah, and then you have the bluebird, and the bluebird has blue baby bluebirds. Now,
No idea
I
what
was
it means.
wondering, do you know a bird
I
that
know where
doesn't
you go.
have babies? You know,
What?
the swallow. Anyway, cheers.
Oh, you flipping madman, honestly. Oh dear.
John, did he not start this in Liverpool? We were walking back from the head of steam. He
Yeah.
started telling us these one liners.
It's just, it's, so my first interaction with Kurt for business was us sending jokes to each other, and it
Yeah,
just great, brilliant. I love it. I love it.
but I don't think that the YouTube people will allow me to say those jokes that I
No,
posted
they
to you.
definitely won't.
Uh,
100%.
so therefore I changed it a little bit to birds because and it took me a while to figure that one out,
The
to have at least a joke for the evening.
Just speaking of YouTube, unfortunately, John, you know
Go on,
the guy in Wales.
Simon. Real ale craft beer.
Yeah, what's his name?
Simon.
Simon.
Yeah, legend.
Did you see his video yesterday?
Mate, I just saw it this afternoon and I was gutted for
So
him.
Kurt, there was this guy for years has had a. He used to have like a live broadcast called the Stone Crow Pub, and on a Friday night he would live stream from his home bar and try different beers and invite people in. And John and I did a bit of work with him years ago promoting single-use kegs and the little Lindar dispenser machines. It was just really to get us all a bit of promotion and a bit of content. But Simon done a great job and built up tens of thousands of followers, and he branched into food reviews and supermarket reviews and done really well. And probably then made money from YouTube payments or whatever you call that when you
Yeah,
get
yeah,
reviewers. But I said to John recently, I don't see much of Simon anymore. Lo and behold, he popped up yesterday saying that YouTube's changed their algorithm and now they're focusing on shorts rather than longs, and he doesn't like shorts, and this is why he's not online as much. Does that make
yeah,
sense?
It's too,
yeah,
it's
Hi,
that
Dom.
and a few other
Hi.
things. So, hello, mate. Um, one of the things is, and he makes a very valid point, and Kurt has kind of alluded to it as well earlier. So, if you're a creator below 100,000 subscribers, they're using this word, the energy crisis. Not that it's just oil prices have gone up. It's an energy crisis. Like we weren't fine before, and now it's a big problem. So because of these big data centers, and more of us have got technology now that we can broadcast and we can put up the lives. This video will be costing YouTube. I bet this video costs them 100 quid.
Wow.
And in data, energy, all the things that they need to store it after, it's all money. So what they're trying to do is cull off a lot of sub 100,000 subscriber channels. I had the similar thing with my Nerd in Motion channel, and I've kind of circumvented it by doing drama videos, which they love, but this is something that everybody has to be aware of because if YouTube start doing it, it won't be long before TikTok start doing it, and Instagram, and all those other guys.
So really, they've used us all to build content on network and followers, and now they're going to dump all the small people and only keep the big boys, which we're
That's
back to the way the world works
Well,
nowadays. Yeah.
yeah, but they will continue. It will evolve continuously. I think YouTube and TikTok and Instagram, they will change their algorithms all the time. They will always do make changes, and we need to adapt to it. I like the last few years here in Belgium, it's like podcasting,
yeah.
and you have quite a few podcasts. I am not. I don't like it too much because everybody wants to do a podcast. You have stupid people that are doing podcasts, and that is. Oh, that for me, it's like, yeah, it's horrible. But I was listening to podcasts in 1999 when you had those streaming. I can't recall the name.
Napster,
Napster was
yeah,
in,
Napster.
yeah, in 1999
Flipping hell.
when
You old git.
yeah, I'm an old fart, but so I worked for an American company at that time, and in Pittsburgh we had one server that had all the contents on it, and we streamed to Napster, and we used also a lot of podcast at that time, and then it went
Wow.
away for I think a decade, and now it's back, and everybody wants to do a podcast,
Yep.
and but yeah,
Well,
it's not.
it's funny you say everyone wants to do it. I don't want to do it, but I think I need to do it.
Yeah, 100%. Well,
Yeah,
look,
I don't want to
I
do social media.
Yeah. But
Dominic,
it works, Dominic, and that's what I was saying when you were switching us off when you got bored a couple of times there. But
Hmm.
all of my channels are up massively with views and likes and followers and stuff. So what I'm doing personally and with John is increasing those numbers. And I got a message today from a brewery to say, "Oh, we need kegs and thought of you." Now I didn't ask them why they thought of me, but I can really only logically put the two together. But what I said to someone else today was every supplier in our trade is up on their social media. I'm not going to mention names. Some of them are probably doing too
are
much.
you sure that he thought of you when he needed a keg, or he just maybe he just fancied you? Maybe the guy,
Actually, with your
is he
personal
gay?
feelings, it was a woman. It was a woman who is a director of the brewery that
Ooh.
thought of me. So get that out of your head.
Oh yeah, yeah. Well, my dirty mind, of course. But yeah,
Um,
I missed the social media train completely. Yeah, when the before Facebook, we had in Belgium we had an also social media. It was Netlogon, and my children were on it. And my children said, "Okay, yeah, you have to like," and then they went on Facebook, and then you need to be friends. But they are two boys. They said, "Okay, you cannot be on our channel. You cannot be in our friends." And so we didn't. So me and my wife. I from at that time I was working as a IT consultant, and social media came out, and I completely missed that train. And now I have John that helps me, and he said, "Yeah, we posted something," and I was like, uh, "Where did he post it?" And I couldn't find it, and I was like. All the
he
afternoon
put it in
looking
the
for it,
letterbox.
and
Where
I
else do you
said I
post
can
something?
find. Ah. So I wrote John an email, no, WhatsApp message and saying, "Yeah, I know we don't speak the same language, but I cannot find it." And for me, yeah. So now I'm starting to get it as well, and yeah, it works. And I also did
Apparently, Facebook is for
for
old
LinkedIn.
people.
Yeah, yeah, it is.
You've got Snapchat, you've got TikTok, you've got this, you've got that one, and Facebook is just for old people
Yeah.
because it became
So
popular
I'm
20 years
so
ago
so
or 10 years ago, but now it's just
so you are saying that I'm behind again? Oh, and in the beginning of the week I thought I was catching on, and now I'm behind again. Oh my god!
Dominic, why did you have to say that?
because I've heard it from young people that if I'm on Facebook, I'm an old
Yeah.
fat,
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
So I haven't gotten into Snapchat mainly because there's a lot of toxicity on there and there's a lot of inappropriate behavior, as is there on TikTok, but it's much better measured on TikTok.
Yeah,
So,
and the same with Telegram. Telegram, I'm it's more like a
yeah,
Russian
I am not
trolls
touching Telegram at all.
on there. So, but and it's commonly used
I've
in
actually never heard
Android
of
for
Telegram. The
getting
last I
some
heard
cocaine.
Telegram was in the old country and western movies. They got a telegram at the saloon and went, "Quick, go and get Dominic. There's been a telegram."
Eh, so get this. Do you know why it's called posting? You know when you post a video or you post. Do you know where it comes from? It originally comes from that back in ye old times, they would go to a post that was put up in a village, and
Ah, right.
somebody would go up
Neil,
with a
ah,
newsletter that they'd handwritten or printed, and the one villager that knew could read would read it to everybody in the village, and that literally is where post. That's where it comes from because it was stuck on a post. There you go.
oh, dear.
And it's crazy, isn't it? Dominic, we've got internet. We've got you on camera. Please tell us what you were going to tell us before.
Basically, I was trying to say that we took a slightly different approach by introducing the rental scheme. So instead of buying equipment, you simply rent it or rent to own. This allows the smaller brewers that do not have capacity, financial capacity, to purchase equipment outright to actually do a trial, 6 months or 12 months. And this scheme, you've got your keg washer on site from day one, and you can start washing your kegs. If it's a fleet from Darren, or you've got your own fleet, or you're washing rentals, because it's much cheaper to get the dirty rentals rather than clean rentals. And this allows you to actually save some money, believe it or not, by actually spending money. But yes, it will save you money from day one or from month one. And the return on investment for this particular scheme depends on your usage of kegs. But if you around 400 kegs a month, the return on investment is less than 6 months.
That's man.
And I remember the conversation with you when you first came to our unit, and I was saying to you, would you pay £300 a week for a keg washer? And you said no, that's too expensive. And I've asked you, how much did you pay for rentals, for clean rentals?
It was way more than that.
And it's a quick math, basically.
Yeah.
The quicker you jump on that wagon, the more you're gonna save.
Well, I think we worked out the calculation, and I advertised that Did you know, in fact, the brochures here? Did you know that? God, I sellotape that? Must have.
You did a good job of that.
Did you know that you can own your own keg fleet from about £1 per keg per month? And then with Dominic's deal, either on rental or lease to own a keg washer, if you have, say, 200 kegs a month, divided by the cost of the keg washer, it's maybe another, I think we worked out £2.50. So £1 for the keg, 2.50 for the keg washer per keg per month, 3.50 per keg per month. Bit of labour, bit of chemical. So yeah, minus that from what maybe you're paying for rental. And I'm not trying to slate rentals. We know the rental people and we have good relationships with them. But the rental people are best for national distribution. Where
Yeah.
if you're a brewery in, I don't know, Scotland, and you want to supply pubs all over the UK, you need someone with that distribution, cleaning, and return service. But if you're based in Cornwall supplying 20 pubs, there's no point paying an outside distributor based in another city and somewhere in England when you can have your own fleet, your own keg washer, and your own van doing a weekly route.
I think
I think that
ultimately there's a balance in all of this.
Yeah, yeah. There's
So
room for everybody.
yeah, so from my point of view, when we first started kegging, there was only really Polykeg that we ended up going with because Key Keg wanted me to spend endless amounts of money on couplers and all this kind of stuff, and I just thought I can't be bothered because I always it's a British thing. Kurt, you'll understand this, and Dominic, you might understand this. The British love an underdog. I don't know what it is about us, but we love the underdog. So we were like, Polykeg was the underdog, so we started buying their product. Um, but we ended up with renting e-keg, but it cost us a fortune, absolute fortune. And if I could roll back time, I would have. And Kurt's system didn't exist then. I would have immediately started with Kurt's system, and then as I got myself going, I would have bought a keg washer, and I'd probably have run both systems because they both have. And I think this is sometimes, as I'm looking at you guys as a whole, that it's also, and I think we don't emphasize on this enough. It's to do with the end user as well. Different bars like different kegs. They like different. So, Kurt, your product would have got me going. It would have started my journey on kegs. Because, and I'll tell you one thing, there's a lot of customers that we found that would not take plastic one-way kegs. They would not take it.
Yeah, yeah,
Because one of my customers lost his eye when a one-way keg exploded and a piece of shrapnel from the keg went in his eye. Wasn't a poly, yeah, it wasn't a poly keg, and there were all sorts of stuff. But then we ended up renting kegs. Now at that point, I should have gone like spoken to Dominic and got the keg washing deal, and then I could have had both. So yeah, there's a definite thing there. Darren's just you can say it's okay. Darren wants to
for
wrap
me,
up around
I
8:30.
yeah, for me, I think so. What we lack for the moment, what we don't have, is the automatic refurbishment of the steel kegs, and our own kegs for that matter. So the steel keg is much complicated, but than our own kegs, because the opening is much wider in our own kegs, but. That is what we need, because what we see in Europe is that the large breweries that are they are now taxed on the wastewater that they
Oh
produce.
yes, sorry, you
So
mentioned this, Kurt, when Dominic was offline. He's mentioned about.
yeah, and that's what they are now. They are looking at a recycling. So there is one many years ago. I think it's like 7 or 8 years ago. Delirium did it. They made water recycling unit next to the brewery that recycled all the water that they then reused in the brewery. And
Because
they had to do that.
lots of water goes down the drains in breweries. Like,
Yeah.
yeah,
So and they did that. They didn't recycle the water from the toilets. That's what they did not. They draw the line there because it would be reused. But that is so that is a thing that so they invested a lot of money. They were like the third brewery in Europe that did it, and they said, okay, this is now we are 7 8 years later, and I'm sitting tomorrow. I'm sitting with a large brewery that has the same thing, and they are now weighing off that option. They are thinking of should I invest and it goes in hundreds of thousands of euros in putting up a recycling of all the wastewater, or should I go into the plastic bags for my steel kegs? And now, of course, they ask me, how do you do that? And for the moment, I do not have a solution for that, and that is what we are now also looking for, and that's what we need to look to um, technology companies like maybe like Dominic or like Framax in Italy. They have ideas on how to do it, but for me that would be and definitely a thing. And then if we would have something that we can. Of course, replace that automatically, refurbish the keg, and then at that time we can approach those mid-sized breweries, because one thing that you cannot forget is that in the UK, you say, okay, a brewery that has 400 kegs a month. Well, in Belgium and in Holland, you are a large brewery. That is already so. The mid-size, that is also one of our target people. They we need to target them. And if we would have a solution where they can just put their keg in and it gets refurbished with the bag, that would be a really good solution. For the large breweries, like the one that I will sit tomorrow, and with the InBevs and the Heinekens, yeah, that is still another, because they will treat a keg as a dirty keg in one go. So they have the robot arm that picks up a filthy keg that might have been on their in their warehouse for like 3 months already, but it was empty and it was filthy. 3 months it can be there storage, and then it comes to the machine and it gets cleaned in one go. So it gets cleaned with steam, with chemicals, and then it blown out, and it gets filled right away in one go. That is what the big ones. But those mid-sized breweries in our area, they still have some. They can still do some actions, and at that time, I'm saying, okay, because my biggest advantage is that I produce my kegs, my inner bags ourselves. So if there is a company that says, okay, we can automate this, and those spears need to come on a plastic tray so that it goes into the machine and it gets automatically picked up, instead of in a box where we put in 50. That is something that we can do. So these are things that can be considered, and these are things that we really can do.
Well, Dominic could probably do that for you.
Yeah,
Dominic
it
and
is
Well,
Thomas.
interesting. I did the machine to assemble the plastic kegs, Darren, if you remember.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
believe
yeah.
that's still in action, off the cuff.
Right, okay. Yeah, so another company was looking to develop a reusable plastic at the time without a bag, and it had to be manually assembled. And Dominic managed to create a semi-automatic machine to put those kegs together. So there's definitely some distance in us all working together. And I don't know if Dominic and Kurt met at BRX, did you?
no, no,
No, it's
no.
that's unfortunate. I
I
think I was
don't think
saying,
we had a
Dominic,
chance.
I don't know. I think you had got cut off, but I know next year's a long way away just at the moment. But I think, yeah, we need to meet up either before next year or certainly next year, have our own little get together. I've already booked the hotel for John and Kurt next year to be there the 3 nights with me, um, rather than one night each. And we'll try to catch up with you and Thomas. We got a bit distracted with other things going on, and I felt afterwards we should have stayed at BRX and stayed at the
Yeah.
bar. Like I stayed with Dominic and Thomas the year before, and we just stayed at the bar and we met people and mingled with people, and you see customers and brewers. Where we all drifted off this year, and I felt maybe we wasted opportunities.
We did. We did.
Yeah,
But that's the
Um,
joys of learning, isn't it?
Mm.
And I think,
yeah,
I mean, ultimately, I think I was really pumped despite all of the bad news. I was so surprised at my takeaways from BeerX were there's loads of new people still starting out.
Yeah,
There's people from Europe that came who wanted to talk to us from Ireland.
I don't know if you. I'm going to show this quickly in case anybody else watches this and looks, but the ones in yellow have ordered from BRX, and the ones that are black I'm chasing.
No way.
Yeah, and that's the first page, and the second page, the ones in
Nice.
yellow have ordered. So that was quite a good percentage,
That's fantastic.
and the ones in black I'm still
How did,
chasing.
how did you get on, Dominic, you and Thomas?
Yeah, we not as neat as Darren when it comes to
Neat.
crossing people off in
That's that
yellow,
neat.
and obviously, yes,
Aggressive,
that was very
assertive.
neat. Um, uh, and basically, again, I'm not sure what sort of deals you were showing there. If it was 5,000 kegs or 500 kegs or a 50. But selling a keg machine with a steam generator as a package, it's difficult. People don't want to. We found out that people don't want to spend 20, 30, 40,000 pounds just like that. Typical conversion time from the point of people actually approaching to actually handing us money is between 6 months and 2 years.
Woo. We need to speed that sucker up, don't we?
Yes, obviously.
Oh, we can work on that.
Hence the reason, obviously, we're going to be working with John, but it's, in my opinion, is difficult. Obviously, another keg manufacturer next to us, and the guy looked bored because obviously
Yeah.
his equipment was looked expensive, and it was expensive.
That's the sorry. I didn't mean to laugh out loud like that. But
Again,
what do you
it
expect?
it is what it is, really. Because if it's German, if it's Belgium, or if it's obviously we've got manufacturers in Germany, we've got manufacturers in Belgium, we've got manufacturer in Austria. All those three are bringing equipment into the UK. We've got obviously manufacturers in Italy that are bringing equipment into the UK, but generally they expensive. They just expensive. We're trying to
Yeah,
be
but
as cheap as possible with as much automation that the budget allow.
Yeah. Yeah, well this
It's
is it. We're
It's it's
set.
it's, it's simple.
Yeah, but that's
You're
what I
gonna
was saying. I was saying earlier, Dominic. Again, I think maybe you
I'm
were
just
cut
gonna
off.
cut. I'll be
Is that
back in a minute. I'm just.
that if we all continue to work together and continue with social media and John, that if there's I don't know, 100 potential people buying kegs or keg washers or bagging kegs this year, that as long as we're across all of those platforms, whether it's TikTok, Facebook, Instagram, like you've got to do them all. As long
Hmm.
as we're there before everybody else, when they think about I might do that, it's us to think of. And if we don't do it, our competitors will. So where I said I've always been into social media from the early keg days, as in posting about kegs, posting about exhibitions. I've never wanted to be seen or speaking on camera, but from I've started doing it, I can see the views. I mean, that post in the car got 900 views, um, and I've noticed that some other people in our business, for the want of a better word, there's more stuff coming out now than they ever had before. So I think everybody's thinking, oh, they're doing that, we better do that. And I think we're ahead of it. And I think John's approach and his mannerisms and stuff, I think, can help us all. And the fact that he's been a brewer gives it more substance than a lot of these people doing podcasts, interviews, social media. They're social media people, they're not brewing people. So I think when I
Yeah.
had John at the stand and at Beer X, when he was talking to people, yeah, I had a brewery. Oh, the people wanted to learn more. And when he's doing these interviews with us and videos and product um, demonstrations and stuff, at least he understands what we're talking about rather than somebody going,
Yeah.
okay, anything else you want to talk about? You know, it doesn't work. So, yeah, we'll find
Yeah,
out. I mean,
yeah, that is a good argument. I had the same thing.
He's back. He's
I
back. He's back.
He's back. But we had that the same. I asked a few people
Well,
as well that they were yeah, they if they could help us with marketing and socials and all that. Now, of course, they were much prettier than John. They were like 25. They had nice girls and all that that came to the office and that wanted to do it and all that. But they didn't understand what a keg
uh,
was, and they didn't understand why beer had to be in a keg, and so then it's yeah, like I am always passionate to talk about my product, and then you see somebody that doesn't really get it, and then you will trust that person to help you
yeah,
put your product in
you
the
know,
market.
it's,
So
it's, it's funny you say
I
that because John done the interviews at BRX. If it was the last keg in the world, what would you put in it? And we expected beer, IPA, really, and people were saying chocolate.
Chocolate, Guinness, wine. Well, the girls all said wine.
Yeah. No, that at least that was a drink, but chocolate.
I don't know. She just liked chocolate. I mean, what
Hope
can
she
you
doesn't
say?
see this. She'll not talk to me next year.
But I don't.
She was not the sharpest tool in the shed. Oh God.
The thing is, right, and this is what I've got to do with you guys. I was just thinking
with
about
the
this.
current climate, some people will probably answer diesel.
Yeah, I know I would. Yeah, it's true. Petrol and diesel. Um, what I wanted to say to you guys. So Darren's like on form. I've got him. He's good on camera. We've realised that he is actually Gordon Ramsay of kegs because he does this thing and he rocks on his feet like Gordon Ramsay, and his hands are everywhere and he's like, "You bastards, buy me kegs!" And he's got the
Never
perfect.
said that.
Yeah, he never said that, but I just put that in there. But he's very good on camera. So now, and Dominic, you're great on camera, but your first part, whenever I get the camera out, the first bit of it, you're you're like, oh, it's got a camera out,
I
and and
I
me and
told Dominic this a year or two ago, and he said I don't like talking to customers and I don't like having to sell.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Yeah, but people are buying you because you know your product and they want confidence
man,
in
I'm
the
telling
product,
you.
and you know what you're making, you know what you're selling,
Do you know what
and
it
that
is?
that still applies.
For me, when I watch somebody that is a true master at what they do, so whether it's playing a guitar or a violin, or they're a race car driver, or they do something like panel beaters. I don't know if you've ever seen panel beaters. When they really know their trade, it's a beautiful thing to watch. And when I watch Dominic and Thomas work, those boys are are massively underselling themselves. So
Yeah.
I wanted to get across like the detail, the little bits and bobs that go in without trying to make it boring. That's why I shortened the video down. But I want to get you guys in a position where you're confident. If somebody shoves a camera and a microphone in front of your face, that you're like, yeah, fine, let's do it. Kurt, you're the same. You said you didn't want to be on camera. You're on a live stream. You're on a live stream. This video could go around the world. Who knows what
But
happens?
you know what? It's not the fact. People say to me personally, "Oh, because you're a salesman," and I don't know if that's the right term. I've always been in sales for, I don't know, 30 years, but I
Ooh.
only sell products that I believe in, and I'm trying to tell people I believe in this. And even now, I've just leased the car, and I'm saying to people, "I'll tell you why I got this." Because my last car I bought, what I lost in depreciation, servicing, rentals, blah, 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 this new car is costing me less, and it's new. And
Yeah,
even though I don't own it, in 3 years' time, I get another new car. I could probably sell
Yeah.
these cars, but it's not because I'm a good salesman. I just see the facts. And this is what I said about the keg washers. I'm saying to people, yeah, it might be 18 grand, fully installed, all whistles and bells. Divide that over 7 years, divide that by a number of kegs, it's costing you nothing.
yeah, and this is the. I want to say, Dominic, Kurt, you guys don't get into the price war with people because you're both way ahead of what other people are doing. 100.
Yeah.
I just think, I think both of you are very, very good at what you do. Um, I mean, flipping heck. When I said to you, Darren, I'd never seen a slimline keg. So, Inox Sivier, who had the slimline keg, I've never seen one. And
Right.
then when he saw that it had a bag in, I was like, "Where's this been all my life? Like, I didn't
Yeah,
even know
well,
this was a thing." And then,
obviously, obviously, Kurt's developed the bag for steel kegs, and that's to get away from people using really single-use kegs that you
yeah,
can
yeah,
use as steel. And people like, and I have to give a shout out to Hobson's Brewery, who bought 20-liter slim kegs from me, and are going to use Kurt's bags in those kegs, and that's to give their beer a longer shelf life, because the problem with a 30-liter, 50-liter steel without a bag is once you connect it up and tap it, unless you untap it, the beer is getting a bit of seepage of oxygen and everything else that goes on when the keg's open. So the bag, there's no contact with the beer. Um, and there's a lot of countries. I mean, I've heard some of the big breweries, global breweries, say that some of the countries they're in, there's a shortage of CO2. So they need to look at other ways to dispense their beer in those countries. So I think we're just touching the surface of what we're doing, and we just need to get the message out there. And I think one day we're going to get the call, or Kurt's going to get the call to say we're interested in 100,000, 500,000, a million bags for a certain country.
and then Kurt's going to buy us all a boat.
Yeah, I want. I want to go fishing. I want to go fishing.
Oh man,
Yeah,
But
I'm
I
with
mean,
you on
I
that
say we
boat.
need to. Obviously, I want to wrap it up because I've been in here from about 8 o'clock this morning. It's now like whatever 7:30 tonight. Um, But yeah, we just need to stay on top of it, and I think we need to obviously keep ourselves out there and top of the tree. That when people think about buying anything to do with kegs and bags and washers, and I say I don't mean that in a bad way, Dominic. That I don't know about all of the other things that you do, but I've seen the video and the welding and the automation. But share a stand maybe next year or something. I don't know. Maybe we need to do something where we're offering, where I'm saying the Keg Warehouse offers a range of kegs, but maybe I'm thinking out loud, we become a supplier collective of almost like our own organization where we have, say, Festival Glass for glassware,
Beer Avengers.
Dominic for automation, keg washing, keg filling, Kurt as the new style of reusable keg with bag or bag for steels. I'm the distributor as such in the middle. And maybe we look at, we could have 8 or 10 people in our own little group. And when we go to Beerex, we hire the pub. I've mentioned this to somebody, maybe John or others. We have a after party event hosted by the Brewery Collective Association, and in that collective association there is Collective Motion Brewing, the Keg Warehouse, Rekeg or Keg Cycle, NRD Consultancy. How'd you all come together? Well, we all work with NRD Consultancy. I don't know.
We can also.
I don't want to
We
end
can
up
also ask Cupcake
association.
to join for sales.
What?
Because we can ask Cupcake to help for the sales because he's gonna be out of a job anyway.
Coming.
I like him to come and have an argument with me. That's all I can say. I can dice with the truck drivers, the mechanics of this world. There's not much that frightens me. So
I'm retired from a life of violence.
yeah, well, yeah, Cupcake. If you're watching this, be very careful. That's all I'll say. Be very, very careful.
I think we need to tell Dominic about Cupcake, but
Yeah,
we
what
will
we'll
do that
do. So we're gonna end this
we'll
live
do that in
stream.
another edition of this beautiful
Kegs and Conversation.
video.
So what we're going to do, I'm going to end it here. Don't go anywhere. Stay where you are because it'll end the broadcast, but then we can chat after. So I'm going to make myself look beautiful.
John, I haven't got that long.
Hey, easy tiger. Thank you everybody for watching our live stream. I know that there was no one there live apart from Kurt and South, but that's where it starts. This is 24-hour nerd. I'm your boy, and yeah, this has been Kegs and Conversation. We have had some of the best boys in the industry. Dominic from Collective Motion Brewing. If you need to weld any pipe, that dude is outstanding. Automation in the brewery world is that man's job. He is outstanding. Darren from the Keg Warehouse. He will sell all your keg needs. If you want to get your beer around the country in the UK, he's your man. Kurt, all the way from Belgium to the UK, selling a fantastic recyclable system where you can actually use steel kegs. I'm not saying that you steal them from Carlsberg, but I don't think anybody will notice. Anyway, this has been Kegs and Conversation, and I'll catch you all on the other side. Thank you for watching.
Okay.